Welcome to Europe Up Close. The love story between Europe and bicycles has been going on for ages. Although the cars have taken over at the end of the Second World War, the bikes are gradually coming back to the cities, especially in the north of the continent. Amsterdam, Copenhagen, Antwerp. Some cities are now becoming bike-centered, with more and more bike paths and infrastructures built to improve the daily life of two-wheelers. These are the most bike-friendly cities in Europe. 15. Utrecht. Bicycling is in the DNA of Utrecht in the Netherlands. The city built its first bike lane in 1885. Since then, there is no looking back. Today, more than 125,000 people travel to work, school, and stations using bikes. These include even politicians who are prioritizing bicycles over cars. Utrecht is building fast lanes for e-bikes, deploying smart traffic signals, and expanding bicycle parking capabilities. The aim is to achieve double the number of cyclists by 2030. The city is constructing a two-story bicycle parking space, the world's largest. This will add to its 22,000 bicycle parks. 14. Ljubljana. Ljubljana, a small city in Slovenia, has 300 kilometers of cycling paths enjoyed by riders of all ages. Bicycling is the main transport for many, with the city's bicycle model share of 13%. Cyclists are allowed to ride in the pedestrian zone, but the pedestrian safety in mind. The city has the Ljubljana Bicycle, a bicycle rental project for tourists and visitors introduced by Ljubljana Tourism. It also has service stations for bicycle repair and for inflating tires built in front of the Ljubljana Tourism Information Point. 13. Barcelona. In recent years, traffic congestion in Barcelona has been rising. However, the Spanish city is taking appropriate measures to ban cars in specific areas and introduce more bicycle lanes. 3 decades ago, Barcelona had no bike infrastructure and almost no cyclists. However, after that, it introduced 200 kilometers of bike lanes and 200,000 cyclists. The latest urban mobility plan is striving to increase the number by adding 108 kilometers of the new cycling network. The city intends that 89% of residents live within 300 meters of a bike lane. 12. Vienna. Vienna, the capital of Austria, is increasingly improving its bicycle ecosystem. For years, residents have been able to rent free cargo bikes for daily short trips. The city has a direct subsidy scheme that has facilitated the purchase of over 300 cargo bikes for the local businesses. In the last 2 years, the city put in place 5,000 bicycle parking spaces. It also addressed the needs to have new best practice cycle tracks. The city continues to make an investment in on-city bicycle infrastructure. The capital city is using innovative and constructive communication and policies to improve its bicycle ecosystem. 11. Helsinki. With the introduction of world-class bicycle infrastructure and maintenance practices, Helsinki is on the road to becoming a future cycling city. Finland's capital launched a local bike share program in 2016. Today, it has more than 3,500 bikes in service. The city is also conducting different pilots, like the local cargo bike sharing project, for residents and businesses in the Göteborg area. Another one is an intermodal project, bringing bikes on trains for free. After successful testing, the project became permanent in 2018. Helsinki has the best bicycle infrastructure in the city center. As per report, 74% of the residents feel safe while cycling in the city. 10. Copenhagen, Denmark. Copenhagen is laid out brilliantly for cyclists who often have right-of-way over cars. For visitors, there are cheap bicycle rental ports across the city for a casual ride, but there are also schemes for serious cyclists. GoBike, for example, strategically places docking stations at metro stations for commuters and visitors. These bikes can be reserved via a smartphone for forward planners and also include a touchscreen electrical pad for login and GPS navigation. On your visit, continue with the green theme and take a break from cycling with a walk through the 25-hectare botanical gardens or open-air museum. 9. Budapest, Hungary. Campaigns promoting cycling have been followed with improved paths and facilities in the Hungarian capital. Tours with a local guide are becoming a very popular way to see the city. You will visit historical points of interest on both sides of the Danube River. An annual mass bike ride on Earth Day is run by a group called Crisis Mass, founded originally in San Francisco in 1992 to promote cycling. Hungary's branch ruins the most successful events every year, with its goals being to raise awareness on the benefits of cycling and other alternative means of transportation, to assert cyclists' rights to the road, and to celebrate cycling in general. 8. Amsterdam, Netherlands. This is probably the most famous cycling city in the world. There are about 880,000 bicycles in a city of 800,000 people, and 58% of locals older than 12 cycle daily. City officials are planning on creating more bike parking facilities and cycling services to stop bicycle traffic jams. The country's typically flat terrain means that cycling for pleasure is rarely an uphill struggle. There are dozens of cycle tours available, from historical sightseeing to countryside windmill and tulip tours. The Dutch seem to be leading the way, as cities such as Utrecht and Eindhoven are already known for their cycling facilities. 7. Ghent, Belgium. Many Flemish cities are taking their cue from across the Dutch border and becoming increasingly cycle-friendly. In Ghent, there are cycle paths running through and around the city. Perhaps more importantly, cyclists always have right-of-way. Burn off those freshly baked waffles and luxurious Belgium chocolates with a riverside ride. Cities with tramways often boast great cycling infrastructures too, and Ghent provides this rule, making the city center much more peaceful with the abundance of cars. Visitors can rent a bike by day, and monthly rental is also available if you're staying longer. It's a cheap and easy way to get around this compact city. 6. Bordeaux, France. This picturesque, snug city is becoming increasingly popular with cyclists. The growing profile of its bike scheme, V-Cup, is drawing in cyclists as well as providing citizens with a green alternative to their daily commute. The city has a network of over 2,000 bikes, half of which are electric, across 184 docking stations that are available all day, every day. Bikes are available to rent from only a few euros a week, so it's fast becoming the cheapest and greenest method of transport in the southwest French city. You'll find bike tours galore, but the city is easy to navigate on your own, and you can park your bike if somewhere catches your eye. 5. MALMÖ, Sweden. Committing millions of euros to boosting cycling use, the Swedes have launched campaigns against overusing cars, as well as promoting helmet use. They've even gone as cyclist-friendly as to name their cycle paths for ease of GPS planning. Great for seaside cycle trips as well as city breaks. 4. Antwerp. Antwerp in Belgium invites citizens and tourists to explore the city on a bicycle. Its bicycling network and infrastructure keeps improving year after year. The city has over 500 kilometers of safe bicycle paths used by people every day. People easily get a bike on a sharing basis, and they also get tips on where to rent a bicycle, to add to a convenient and easy cycling experience. Currently, the city is focusing on the bicycle plan. This involves improving traffic light management, intending to decrease the speed limit to 30 kilometers per hour on 95% of all routes. It is also making an investment in expanding bicycle parking at train stations. 3. Dublin, Ireland. Setting an example for its nearby British neighbors, this city is pushing against urbanism by developing a large-scale bicycle infrastructure. Soak up some of that famous Irish culture and indulge in a history or museum tour. If you fancy it, the coast is only 20 minutes away, so get on your bicycles for a sea breeze. There are also pedicabs, think European rickshaws, if you don't fancy doing your own pedaling. There are plenty of 30-kilometer-hour zones and bicycle paths around the city. 2. Prague, Czech Republic. Although Eastern Europe usually sits in the shadow of its Western counterpart when it comes to a good cycling reputation, Prague has been working to make itself a cycling city since 2003. Cycling paths are currently improving, full of historic sites. Prague is a pretty serene city. What better way to get from the Old Town Square to the King Charles Bridge than by a lazy bike ride through the cobbled streets? 1. Oxford, England. Oxford is a compact, historical town in the south of England, which provides picturesque bike rides aplenty, as well as designated cycle paths in the city center and along the River Thames. There are also cycle routes in the surrounding countryside that are ideal for day trips. One of the country's most popular is the Phoenix Trail, which traverses through the Shetlands, some of Britain's most beautiful countryside, and has spots to settle down every 500 meters or so. Bicycles can be rented across the city center, and many places also offer cycle tour packages. Do let us know in the comments if you also love riding a bicycle. Thanks for watching.